Oh, something different.
2 Kings chapter 5, verse 14. So he went down and dipped himself 7 times in the Jordan, according to the word of the man of God. And his flesh was restored like the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. I think we all know the story of the great warrior captain Naaman, mighty man of valor, but was leprous. And how it was that, of course, in those days, no cure was known for leprosy. But having gone and taken some persons captive from Israel, he brought away a young damsel. And as she served his wife, she one day said, I wish my master would go to my country, go to Israel, speak to the prophet there. I'm sure he would be healed. Of course, he went and he went to his king, and his king sent a message to the king and said all kinds of nice rewards, great rewards, to say, hey, take care of my soldier for me, take care of my captain. Long and short of it was, he eventually was sent to the prophet. And when he went to the prophet sent him a word to say, go and dip in Jordan 7 times. And when you dip in Jordan 7 times, you'll be made whole. Now, like really though, let's stop and think about it. You think God needed to have Naaman dip in Jordan 7 times? Yes, we know 7 is the number of completion, spiritual perfection. But you think there's some magic to it? So, some magic to Jordan? Jesus wasn't baptized in it yet, by the way. You think there's some magic to the number 7? Couldn't the prophet have said, be whole, and he get healed? Or like Naaman expected, the prophet could have gone and laid his hand on him and pray and he get healed. If you remember the 7 lepers, Jesus just said to them, go show yourself to the priest. And on their way to the priest, they got healed. So clearly, the Lord could have done it in so many different ways. So many ways that were simpler. So many ways that would be more easily understood or expected. Yet he said to Naaman, go dip in Jordan 7 times. By the way, as Naaman complained, Jordan was a dirty river compared to the wonderful rivers that he was used to in his country. So again, Lord, why? But when I look at it, I realize what the issue is. It is not about Jordan. It's not even about the 7 times. It is about our willingness to obey him completely and submit to his will. How often do we fail to get the results we want from God? Not because God isn't willing to give it to us, but because we are not willing to obey him fully. We want him to bless us, but on our terms. We want him to heal us, but on our terms. We want him to give us a breakthrough, but when and how we want it. God says, I will bless those who submit to me. I will deliver those who obey me. And so, what he's seeking is our complete submission, where we say, not my will, God, but thine be done. Where we lean not on our own understanding, But in all our ways, we acknowledge him so that he can direct our path. So I invite us, let's look at it. Is it possible that right now, there are some victories that God is more than willing to give us, but we are failing to receive because we are stalling at what God has called us to do, what God has said we ought to do or not do? Look at it. Naaman, he stalled for a while and nothing happened until he went to Jordan. And even when he went to Jordan, 5 times in the water, he was still a leper. 6 times in the water, he was still a leper. Not until he obeyed fully and completely. After the 7th time when he came out, his flesh was clean. Let us stop and do an audit of our lives and ensure that we are prepared, we are willing, and we are ensuring that we obey God fully, completely, totally submitted, and the blessings will be ours. Like, share, please comment. Let's really talk about this one. And of course, if you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe and remember to hit the notification bell. Trust God and live.